Pravda newspaper quoted the latest information from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine saying that the Russian army launched a strong attack on 6 fronts with more than 50 attacks on October 13. In particular, the Russian army conducted 2 missile attacks and 32 air strikes, carried out 23 attacks using multiple missile systems. Specifically, on the Kupiansk front, Russian forces conducted attacks near Simkaivka, Petropavlovka and Ivanivka, Kharkiv province. Ukrainian soldiers launched a total of 6 offensive attacks. On the Bakhmut front, Russian troops launched attacks near Ivanivsk, Klishivka and Andriivka, Donetsk province. Troops from the Ukrainian defense repelled 11 attacks. On the Avdiivka front, the Ukrainian army stopped 8 attacks carried out by Russia in the south of Novokalinov, Avdiivka, Sievern and east of Pervomaisk. On the Marinka front, Russian forces with aircraft support conducted 15 attacks near Marinka and Novomykhailivka, Donetsk province, but were all repelled by the Ukrainian defense forces. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian defense forces continued to conduct offensive operations on the Melitopol front and offensive operations on the Bakhmut front, causing losses in manpower and equipment to Russian forces and at the same time causing losses to the Russian army. Russia is exhausted on the entire front line. During the past day, the military forces of the Guards carried out 8 attacks on regional concentrations of Russian personnel, weapons and military equipment, and 1 attack on a rocket launch system. Russian barrage missiles and artillery units caused damage in 6 areas where Russian military personnel, weapons and military equipment are concentrated: 2 command points, 4 artillery units, 1 system air defense and another important target of the enemy, the Ministry of General Reference of the Armed Forces of Ukraine added. The Eastern Front is on fire. Russia is determined to surround Ukraine's important stronghold. Russian forces have increased their attacks in eastern Ukraine in an effort to regain 2 important frontline cities. The Ukrainian General Staff said that the Russian army is continuing to advance to surround Avdiivka, a Ukrainian stronghold south of Bakhmut and an important target since the conflict broke out. This is considered the gateway to some areas of Donetsk that are under Kiev's control. This agency also assessed that Russia's Air Force played an important role in recent attacks. Russia massively attacked Ukrainian bases, blowing up many ammunition depots and command posts. TASS news agency quoted information from the Russian Ministry of Defense saying that in the past 24 hours, Russian forces have concentrated firepower to attack Ukrainian combat units in 132 regions, destroying many ammunition depots and command posts. Ukraine's reaction to the proposed territorial concessions to join NATO, Mr. Mikhail Podolyak, advisor to the Ukrainian president, stated that Ukraine does not need any initiative, which requires the country to cede part of its territory in exchange, get some guarantees and NATO membership. According to Mr. Podolyak, the only solution currently is large-scale military or technological aid to Ukraine. Finland declares support for transferring frozen Russian assets to Ukraine. Finnish Minister of Foreign Trade and Development Cooperation Ville Tavio said, "We support the confiscation of frozen Russian assets and the use of import from these assets to support Ukraine. We need to find a legal solution to reuse frozen assets together with partner countries." Mr. Tavio also said that Ukraine can rely on Finland's support in the future to resolve the consequences of the conflict with Russia. Minister Tavio revealed that Finland is preparing to participate in the reconstruction process of Ukraine and plans to coordinate with the private sector. Ukrainian UAV threw grenades to chase Russian tanks. An unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, of Ukraine's 30th Mechanized Brigade threw grenades to stop a fleeing Russian tank near Bakhmut and threaten the second tank come to the rescue. Forbes said that this tank clearly operated alone without the support of infantry or air defense forces, appearing to be an independent raid following the shoot-and-run tactic. Russian troops on the Zaporizhzhia front simultaneously conducted 4 attacks near Robotin but failed to achieve success. With attacks on the Shakhtarsk front, Moscow also received similar results. Also according to the above ministry, Russia's total losses since conducting the special military campaign in Ukraine have reached 312,550 soldiers, 10,079 armored fighting vehicles, 7,569 artillery systems and 5,354 tanks. These are statistics calculated by Ukraine as of the morning of November 13, local time, and these numbers are expected to continue to increase as the fighting settles into the winter period. Lightning-fast mechanized attacks are one way Ukraine is trying to slow down Russia's advance around Avdiivka. These raids were able to last because the 47th Brigade maintained its strength, despite months of fighting and dwindling tank numbers.